If you feel lost right now, do not rush to silence that feeling. Stay here for a moment, breathe, because what you call being lost may be the beginning of your return. There are moments in life when the road disappears beneath our feet, when the map we trusted turns into empty paper, and the direction that once felt certain becomes a question. In those moments, the mind whispers that something has gone wrong, that you have fallen behind, that everyone else seems to know where they are going while you wander in confusion. But listen carefully. The soul does not speak the language of straight roads. The soul speaks through detours, through silence, through the strange and unsettling feeling of not knowing. Many people spend their entire lives trying to avoid this moment. They fill their days with noise, with plans, with constant movement, so they never have to face the quiet question that rises from within. But when you feel lost, life has done something rare and sacred. It has interrupted the sleep of certainty. It has taken away the illusion that the path was already written. And though it may feel like darkness, this moment is actually a doorway. Imagine a traveler walking through a desert at night. The sky is wide, the land unfamiliar, and the traveler cannot see the path ahead. Fear begins to whisper, "You are alone. You have taken the wrong road. You will never find your way." But the desert has its own wisdom. When the traveler stops running and lifts their eyes, something extraordinary appears. The stars, thousands of them, guides that could never be seen under the bright distraction of the day. In the same way, when your life becomes uncertain, when your plans dissolve, when the future becomes unclear, you are finally able to see the quiet stars within you. You think you are lost because the life you imagined has not unfolded the way you expected. But the heart has always known a deeper journey. The mind builds straight lines. The soul moves in circles, spirals, and mysteries. What feels like losing your way may simply be the moment when life gently removes the path that was never truly yours. Consider how a seed grows. It must disappear beneath the soil before it becomes a tree. From the outside, the seed seems lost, buried in darkness where no one can see it. If the seed could speak, perhaps it would cry out in fear, believing that its life had ended. Yet beneath the surface, something miraculous begins to happen. The shell cracks open, the old form breaks apart, and from that breaking, a new life begins to rise. Feeling lost often means that the shell of your old identity is beginning to break. The version of yourself that once felt secure is dissolving. This can feel frightening because the mind loves what is familiar, even if what is familiar no longer nourishes the soul. But transformation rarely announces itself with comfort. More often, it arrives disguised as confusion. Think about the times in your life when you felt most certain about who you were. Perhaps you believed you had already figured out your purpose, your direction, your place in the world. Yet life has a mysterious way of reshaping those certainties, not to punish you, but to deepen you. The river does not flow in a straight line, and neither does the human heart. There is a hidden wisdom in losing your way. When the old map disappears, you are forced to listen more closely. You begin to notice the quiet pull of your inner compass. You start asking questions you were too busy to ask before. What truly matters to me? What kind of life feels alive in my chest when I imagine it? What voice inside me has been ignored for too long? These questions do not appear when everything is comfortable. They appear in the sacred space of uncertainty. So if you feel lost, do not rush to escape it. Sit with it. Walk slowly through it. Because this moment, as painful as it may seem, is often the place where the real journey begins. And what you are about to discover is that the feeling of being lost is not the absence of direction. It is the quiet invitation to find a deeper one. But before a deeper direction can reveal itself, something within you must grow quiet. The world has trained you to believe that clarity comes from thinking harder, planning more, controlling every step of the future. Yet the more you chase certainty with the mind alone, the further the answer seems to move away. It is like trying to see the reflection of the moon in water while constantly stirring the surface. The truth is already there, but it cannot appear until the water becomes still. This is why moments of feeling lost often come with silence. Doors close, plans collapse. The familiar rhythm of your life pauses in a way you never expected. At first, this silence feels uncomfortable, almost unbearable. The mind rushes to fill it with worry, with comparison, with the endless question, "What am I supposed to do now?" But the heart does not answer loud questions. It speaks in whispers. There is a strange paradox in the journey of the soul. The more you try to force your path, the more distant it becomes. And yet, when you soften, when you allow yourself to stand in the unknown without immediately escaping it, something subtle begins to move. Not a sudden revelation, not a voice from the sky, but a quiet shift within you. A small sense of curiosity. A gentle pull towards something that feels meaningful, even if you cannot yet explain why. Think of a compass hidden inside your chest. For most of your life, it may have been covered by layers of expectation. What others wanted from you, what society told you success should look like, what fear insisted was safe. When those layers begin to fall away, the compass finally has space to turn. And sometimes the first step toward your true direction feels confusing because it does not look like the path you were taught to follow. You may notice this in simple moments. A book that suddenly speaks to you in a deeper way. A conversation that awakens a forgotten part of your heart. A quiet desire to change something about your life that once seemed permanent. These are not accidents. They are small lights appearing along the road that is slowly forming beneath your feet. But many people miss these lights because they are waiting for something grand and dramatic. They imagine that purpose must arrive like a thunderstorm, loud and undeniable. Yet the deepest callings often arrive like the wind, soft, patient, almost invisible to those who are rushing. Feeling lost invites you to slow down enough to notice them. And perhaps the most difficult part of this moment is learning to release the identity you once held so tightly. The roles you believed defined you. The plans you believed guaranteed your future. Letting go of these things can feel like stepping into emptiness. But emptiness is not always a void. Sometimes it is a space that has been cleared so that something more honest can enter. A pot is useful not because of the clay that forms its walls, but because of the empty space it holds. In the same way, your life begins to transform when you stop trying to fill every space with certainty and allow a little mystery to remain. This does not mean you stop moving forward. It means you begin moving with a different kind of awareness. Instead of forcing the future, you begin listening for it. Instead of asking only what the world expects from you, you begin asking what brings your soul alive. And as you continue walking through this unfamiliar landscape, another realization slowly emerges, one that many people overlook when they feel lost. The path you are searching for is not only ahead of you. In many ways, it has been quietly waiting inside you all along. And this is the quiet truth many travelers eventually discover. The path was never something you had to chase across the world. It was something that slowly revealed itself as you began to return to yourself. When people feel lost, they often believe they must search farther, move faster, become someone new in order to find meaning. But the wisdom of the soul moves in the opposite direction. It calls you inward, not to escape life, but to see it more clearly. Because beneath all the noise, beneath the fear and the expectations, there has always been a deeper knowing within you. Think about the moments when you felt most alive. Not the moments that looked impressive to others, but the quiet moments that filled your chest with a sense of truth. Perhaps it was when you helped someone without expecting anything in return. Perhaps it was when you created something, spoke honestly, or simply felt present with the people you love. These moments are not random memories. They are small windows through which your soul has been showing you the direction of your life. The problem is that the world often convinces us to look away from those windows. It tells us to measure our lives by achievement, by status, by how closely we follow the path that others have walked before us. And slowly, without even noticing, we begin to silence the deeper voice inside us. But when you feel lost, that voice begins to rise again. The confusion you feel is not a sign that you are broken. It is often a sign that you are waking up. The old story of who you thought you had to be is beginning to loosen its grip, and in that space, something more authentic is trying to emerge. This is why the journey of finding your way is not about becoming someone else. It is about remembering who you were before fear told you to shrink. The poet understands this well. In the darkest nights, the heart learns to listen in ways it never could under the bright certainty of day. The cracks in your life are not simply wounds, they are openings where light can enter. So if you are standing in a moment where the future feels unclear, do not see it as a failure of your journey. See it as the beginning of a deeper conversation with life itself. Walk slowly. Pay attention to what brings a quiet sense of meaning into your day. Notice what expands your heart and what quietly drains it. Over time, these small signals begin to form a path that no map could have shown you. And one day, you may look back at this very moment, the moment when you believed you were lost, and realize that it was actually the turning point, the place where the life that belonged to others began to fade, and the life that truly belonged to you began to take shape. The road ahead will still hold uncertainty. Every meaningful journey does. But uncertainty is no longer something you must fear. It becomes a companion, a reminder that life is alive, unfolding, and far more mysterious than any plan we could design. So if this message found you at the right moment, take it as a gentle sign to keep walking, to keep listening, and to trust that even in confusion, your soul is quietly guiding you. And if these reflections resonate with you, consider subscribing to the channel so this community can continue to grow. Leave a like if this message spoke to your heart, and share it with someone who may be feeling lost today. Sometimes a few words, arriving at the right moment, can help someone remember the path they thought they had lost.